What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Y'all already see the title again. It's how to build Faramir, like an updated chat. So, let's get into Faramir and the not newest build. Not that much change, but I want to go ahead and give y'all an update. Cause the original one I did, which was the first one that I did, kind of starting the whole pathway of and the whole channel mascot. Y'all already know it's the boy. Um, but yeah, I I know everybody hates on this man primarily because of his bottom tree. Literally because that's there, everyone thinks that he's garbage. So he is a little linear, but what he does in that is really good. So let's dive into him first up. So first, his like title, for instance, thing is balance. So this is actually really solid. 25 might, 25 focus, 25 speed, and then 2 skill points. So he is a stat stick monster if you look at him compared to a lot of other people. He has got such a fair, build as well. I've got a good deal of equipment on him, don't get me wrong, but even still, he's got a great stat distribution all the way across the board. And not to mention 1.52, 1.9, and 1.6. He's got a huge, with this focus, it gives him a good deal of leniency with his damage reduction. So his units are going to take less damage. So that's the reason why I don't mind the focus being a high stat. So item setup, the way I've got him set up, just full purples. Elven Dirk, really solid on him with the additional 50 chance to do additional damage. I like this better whenever it was just every time he attacked, it did additional damage. I honestly like that more. Bit more RNG now, but this is still probably his best item. You can throw the Cutlass on him. He would probably work best with this item right here, where you have a chance to do additional focus damage because he has such high focus already. And then you can throw your Elven Dirk elsewhere. So Scout's Mail, this item is honestly really good at the start. Does fall off later, don't get me wrong. But at the start though, I mean, that 60% evade, I mean, that's honestly really nuts. If you get that on your 3 units, that round 1 is going to hit so strong against your units. And this is a very, like round 1, 2, and 3 commander. And I'll go into a little bit of that why. Full helm, nothing too special, just high might. And he gets another unit buff right here, which is really solid. Damage increase to 1 unit. Really like that. You see, in terms of purples, this is probably one of the ones that you get the most of, so I don't have a problem recommending this to pretty much anyone. I can't remember. Hith Might focus and army HP. You cannot go wrong with this. I never got one that was the healing one where you get every 2 rounds 1 allied unit gains HP back. Kind of it's like the pike version like this, but on this that is the best one, no argument. I just never got one, so I wanted to get a few points in there. I accidentally gold starred it, but so yeah, this is honestly the best one to use for him. Really solid item. So this is just a generic thing. Might, primarily speed, really important, and then I would focus on focus last. So let's get into his portrait. So pretty basic stuff, and this is the way I started. If y'all saw it on stream, this is the way I did it. Was I have a lot of points in him already. You'll see that respect 14, and I've got all 4 points right here. So pretty nutty start if you ask me. Just between the 14, and this isn't bragging, but this is because he's a tier 1 champion commander, you're able to get that high respect. I'm sure a lot of y'all have a high respect tier 1 commander that you focused a lot in on, versus the purple commanders that are a bit more spread about because, it's a bit RNG about which ones you get. But I focused all of my energy on Faramir for this reason. It's because my starting, I mean, y'all saw it on stream, I was like rank 6 or 5 before I had to switch over to Erebor. So the way I did it was straight up, he was respect 13 when I came, respect 12 or 13 when it came over. So what I did was I put the first 2 points, and this is a bit of the start, so if you're wondering how I built him at the start, I got 1 point right here and 1 point right here. I waited until I had enough points to put 15 straight into Rangers right here, primarily for this right here. So you got this really high right here, and then so right here, I was level I was like respect 12, level 5. I had Rangers Lilithan maxed, and because it's a rush ability where it can activate immediately, that's like right whenever the turn starts, folks. He can immediately just dish out 330%, and then all units act first on the next round. So round 2, people are going like, that is such a good ability. That is such a good ability. Flanking. Then you want to go all the way into this right here. This is a nuts ability. 480% focus is ranged. That is huge. So what I would do right here is you can go into rush, but so at this point, let's just say you're respect 5. Still plan on doing this same build. Don't plan on like differing about just because I just have more points to play with. So, but at this point though, you should be focusing on this, and just get 1 point here so it has the rush ability and you can activate it first. So a lot of this plays into this guy's ability to do damage, and within the first round he's dishing out so much. So guide. This is where you're going to go ahead and get points into here and do this right here. We'll get into this right here later whenever we dive more into like the PvP aim build. So mainly want to be doing this right here, keep going in, and you'll kind of get to just, rank these two up as you go up. So go ahead, let's get out this. The max level effect is crazy good. So go ahead, let's max this out. So at this point, go ahead, go back, wrap this up, and there you go. You have basically 4 really strong damage abilities. No problem there. Guide enables your troops in the first 2 rounds to do 45% physical damage. I mean, guys, come on, that is nuts damage. Partially why I love this guy is because he is a perfect mixed commander. You can throw literally any unit on him and he works with them. Anything. Eagles, trolls, berserkers, snipers. Every unit works well with him. You might be thinking, what about nobility? You don't really use it. You don't use nobility on this guy. Maybe in roleplay, but like how I discussed more earlier with Imrahil, hair doesn't really work too well in general unless you have it maxed. So it as a maxed ability works well. So, but right here though, so you get foresight. This is such a great PvP skill. This is partially what makes him so good, is because the first 4 rounds, all allied units will have a 70% chance to gain pursuit status. So that goes through all avoidance status. This guy is a straight up Gandalf killer. And everybody runs Gandalf at the start. So that means your first PvP fight, you have a great chance of this ability just running straight through Gandalf's avoidance status and doing a ton of damage right off the start. So 7 points right here. And you can probably guess where this is going to go no matter what. You got to throw points in the hair. So he is linear. I just wish that they would change around this to something else. He could work well with the Doomday Chieftain. And if he had counterattacking potential, he would be such a better commander. He would go straight back up to the god tier in an instant. People try and talk him down. I kid you not, the only reason why that's holding him back is this tree right here. That's the only thing holding him back. He's such a great commander otherwise. And even still, he's a great commander no matter what. So go ahead and throw. If you're like using marshals men only, go ahead and throw points into here as well. Go ahead and throw points. But I'll just go ahead, stack up all these points right here. So 5.6, you get 56. At the end. So it's a fair tree. Not the greatest. I would just wish that this was something else, a bit more army focused, maybe. And then I would definitely recommend people like investing more in him. But anything past respect 10, I would stop him at respect 10. Don't go any higher. Don't do what I did. Maybe for the start that helps out, but he tampers off late game. I'm gonna be honest with his not late game at level 50 because he still does really well. He does a bunch of damage and so do his units, but he tampers off in like longevity of the commander himself because he doesn't have that like going higher than 10 potential. I haven't gotten his item, unfortunately. I would love to. I actually have enough mithril. The dwarves haven't made it over to the thing, so I don't expect to get it. But yeah, his respect level 10 is really good. I mean, just look, more damage. He would work. He would be so killer with like snipers or arbalisk and rangers on the north with like a tank in the front. Like maybe throw trolls in the front. Man, he would be killer. So this is honestly a really good item as well. So all around, great commander. I cannot say enough about this guy. He does so well. But people want to hate on him regardless. So let's talk about army composition. Oh, you're not supposed to see that. Not supposed to see that. Well, let's talk about army compositions. Um, the way that I've been building him is I've been experimenting more with like people that already have high damage and you just go ahead and give them more. Been testing a bit around with the berserkers. Um, Corsairs I have found to be not the greatest tier 3 unit. I wish they were a little bit better. They just die so quickly. It's that 10% avoidance is not enough to um, kind of as like a great skill otherwise. But the Reapers are really good because you get that first 2 rounds of increased damage. Then you only have 3 rounds to go, and then hair hits, you get increased defense. Then this hits. This is a great unit to throw on him in mixed. If you plan on using him in just regular play, role play, Ram Riders are such a good cav unit. I would pair up a team to work with Ram Riders because of this defense minus 50%. Basically, what you do is you throw something like that on there, and you throw in 2 slower units, for instance, because they already gain initiative. You don't need high speed, but the next thing you know, you're coming in with a quick attacking Iron Warrior or something slow like a Troll. You could throw Ravagers on this guy and he'd be nuts because he has abilities that make up for his team's slowness. So he works really well with that. Dunedain, just use them to counterplay. I wouldn't focus on using them specifically. I wouldn't put cavalry on him. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need cavalry, so you don't need to use that expense, for instance, or hold up that barrack space for really anything else. So whatever tier 4 you got on him, he works well with all of them. So, guys, with that being said, I think I talked enough about him. His army composition's a lot of everything. He could throw anything on him, and he's gonna do well. So use 3 units on him. That's the biggest thing I can say about him is throw 3 units on him. Rangers of the North, Trolls, and go wild. He works well with so much. So that's enough talking about him, though, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. Leave a like rating if you haven't already, and subscribe. Really does help us out, guys. Can't say that enough. But without further ado, guys, I'll leave y'all at that. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.